either way, this mid matchup's definitely the one I'm going to watch. I think Bat before the nerfs was definitely a bit favored. Now I think it's more split. Leshrac, especially with the stick first, you're just going to spam lightning stun.
Yeah. So we should be able to see him secure most of the CS. We'll see whether or not he can get any denies on Carl. Our side lane matchups, we've got the Dragon Knight once again peering in the off lane. That seems like a constant at this point. This time backed up by a Hoodwink. Yep. And that's going to be going up against a Dusa Lion matchup. Y already doing a bit of pulling. And leaving Faith Beyond to take a lot of damage while he's away. So much, though, that he has to actually pop the Fairy Fire to make sure he stays alive. Yeah. Both teams banking on one of the concepts I like a lot right now, which is damage mitigation. Spectre Dispersion, DK Blood, the Wyvern Cold Embrace. Meanwhile, T1, you've got Tree Armor, Timber Armor, and the Mana Shield of Medusa. So Teamfight Item is going to play a big role. Expect Solar Crests on both teams, and probably some Holy Locks as well, specifically on the Tree and the Wyvern. Oh, yeah. And it's definitely become a staple. I think it's also the best way for Treant Protector to be able to farm side lanes. True. If you can't actually defend your towers, like you were saying against Leshrac, you know, you want to be able to have that maxed out Bramble, so you could just throw it out. It'll get a decent amount of CS, always pushing away. Yeah. He has been killed so many times trying to do that, so now he's going to try and join his team. Carl looking for that opening, but isn't going to be able to find it. Instead of Yules, a Split Earth, and then a Dragon Tail stun. That's where he's going to find its death. Cuckoo, Timber Chain through most of PSG.LGD, but is unable to have enough damage to threaten anybody as PSG.LGD off of that initial pick off. It goes to Lion, then it goes back to Jin-Q, and then it turns into a nice little play and move from the Dragon Knight. I just realized they have the Hoodwink just for the break, right? Against Timbersaw and against Medusa. It removes the split shot. It does remove the split shot, yes it does. Slowing down the Bad Rider just enough, and because of the Blade Mail, even as he walks away, he's going to be taking more damage. Dragon Tail stun put onto the Medusa, but ultimately between the Timbersaw and the Medusa, they are going to have some damage problems. So take the Squishy Core instead. Crazy regen style of build, and it's going to be really interesting to see if T1 has the damage and time to deal with this. They need the Scotty, but I'm worried that they don't have enough sustained DPS. There's a lot of pressure on Cuckoo's Timbersaw here. He's going for just the straight up team fight items, you know? Hood mech. Oh, they got him. Managed to get the blink, but a counter blink out from Faith Beyond. It's going to be able to hold the Bat Rider in place. Hoodwink shot goes out, but it's not quite enough. Carl will just barely live until the Haunt comes in. That finished him off. Meanwhile, the Winter's Curse kept 23 Savage from doing much there, but AME has managed to clean up a couple of kills and is trying to get a third, and does manage to get it in the Timbersaw. Zephyr chasing after a Dragon Knight, but he knows his life is now forfeit. Is trying to run away, but Faith Beyond is saying, you're not going anywhere. Body blocking him to death and getting AME 4 kills in one fight. I really want to see that replay again. AME had the sickest blade mail, absorbed so much damage from Cuckoo. That's all pure, and just straight up slayed the Timbersaw with his own damage. Like, yeah, look at that. A Spectre with that much damage output in a fight like this is just this insane. Early, especially. Out-damage the Timbersaw. Gets the 4 kills. Now Manta finished right into the Roche pit. Nothing to say, got 100 to 0. Really great initiation from Tier 1. Like, they 100 to 0'd the Leshrac, but unfortunately he had the Nova going. That's a little bit of extra sustain, some extra damage onto the Timber, and then AME with the excellent positioning cleans up everybody. And off of that team fight, they grab the Manta. And with the Manta, they immediately get Roshan. Now they've got a Spectre with an Aegis at 19 minutes. That's pretty nasty. And yeah, it is Diffusal queued up. Another pick off after that happens. Then he goes, he gets his Blink Dagger, tries to get to Leshrac. Boom. Instantly countered by the Blink Dagger of Faith Beyond. It feels like this guy just cannot win. Blink for Blink once again. Now he's been Dragon-tailed up. Oh, PSG.LGD, they're just working Carl in this game. Now a Winter's Curse, setting up some more kills with the Bushwhack on top of that. Nothing to say. Putting out some serious damage. Cuckoo trying to slide away, but they're going to have to leave the Dusa behind perhaps. Okay, the Showgaze doing a decent amount of work here. Cuckoo comes back into play, and they are going to be able to bring down Nothing to Say. AME fully committed, does have the Aegis here, wants to be able to get the kill on a 23 Savage first, and does manage to do so. Even as he's lassoed up, he goes down now. It's up to Cuckoo, and maybe Whitemon to be able to get more damage in, but yeah, they're realizing they don't have anything left. They're going to try and back out. Faith Beyond, oh, not quite catching Whitemon himself, but it does flush out that support. So the rest of his team can pick up the goose. 18 to 6 now, and it's been kind of bit of the problem, right? They were able to hold on to their Tier 1 towers because Timbersaw and Dusa would not die, but every single time it felt like maybe the Train Protector was getting caught, the Bat Rider wasn't surviving. We desperately need a BKB. 23 Savage gonna be found. Not by himself, though. A beautiful Earth Spike gonna be able to catch dude. Zephyr's gonna be able to follow up the overgrowth. Now they've got the lasso onto the Dragon Knight. They're gonna focus every bit of intention they have to be able to kill Faith Beyond. But AME does manage to clean up one support, and now they're gonna chase after 23 Savage. Bushwhack actually does manage to catch Zephyr, so he's gonna fall next. Nothing to say, getting in front of 23 Savage, making sure he knows he has to stand and fight, and it's the fight that's gonna be hard to win, too. Another Bushwhack controlling up 23 Savage, cuts the tree, but it's too late. He's dead. Timbersaw pulled back in by the Winter's Curse. That'll lead not just to the Timber's death, but the Bat Riders as well.
Nothing to say. He's insane.
Drek, or do you think he's trying to take advantage of the fact that T1 is lacking in damage? It's just very long, drawn-out damage that's coming from T1.
Ceremonial ropes. I think it's a bit of both. I think that this is sort of the best style. Like, you feel the best when you play this way, because you can just run forwards.
Not gonna let them get anything here, not even the outpost. Dusa coming forward. They do have the overgrowth plus the stone gates. They're going to be able to at least finish off the Winter Wyvern with nothing to say. Saves himself a lot of grief with the Yule Scepter. He's just kind of dancing around them. Fortunately, Timberchain managed to dodge a two-man stun, but the Dusa is being constantly controlled up, unable to get off another round of the Snake. She dies, as does the rest of the T1 cores, or at least maybe, okay, Carl's still out there. Some
stuff by Q. Like, the Ags for the DK, again, maximizing the damage reduction, even talenting for it all on the Spectre with both the health and the regen talent.
Smoking on up. PSG.LGD invading the triangle. Might just be able to catch somebody here. They see Zephyr. Zephyr already clicks away, but they see 23 Savage managed to get a Dragon Tail. Plus, immediately the Haunt jump in for the Spectre. Look how much mana they burned away. They chain stunned her, and she doesn't have an opportunity to get off the Snake, to get off the Stone Gates, and now they're going to catch even more. Timbersaw underneath his own tier 3, fearing for his life, trying to get away. They're going to use the Overgrowth to be able to save him. Oh, the Winter's Curse denies the lasso pullback once again. Carl just cannot separate LGD from each other. They are playing together as a squad, as a team, and they will take game 1 in victory here.
Unbelievable. I mean, not much to say about this one. PSG.LGD just near perfection once again. They have somehow gotten better since their group stage.
Yep.
And it's tough to find flaws.